right. We will start this space trying to, ground it and bring it to the kind of feeling, the kind of vibe that we expect to have here with you. At this time, I invite you to take a breath together. Fill your lungs, find your spine, and arrive with more presence of body and mind. We will start our gathering by acknowledging the land we stand on and the traditional native inhabitants of this land. We are going to begin this program recognizing the land in which we find ourselves. So we want to acknowledge the animals and the ecosystems that have perished in the fires, floods, and corporate-driven contaminations and extractions. We acknowledge the indigenous communities that are facing continued threats of violations on their ancestral lands. An acknowledgement for native land is a simple and powerful way to show respect towards indigenous people's history and culture by honoring the truth. If you guys know the name of the indigenous territory you are tuning in from right now, please feel free to add it to the chat on Zoom right now. Arts Collab as an organization is based in Yelamu, what we know now as San Francisco, California, the ancestral and occupied unceded territory of the Ohlone Ramaytush people. So we pay respect to the elders, both past and present, to the communities and the youth that are alive and thriving. We like to extend our solidarity to those risking their lives working in unsafe conditions and to those fighting for systemic transformation. We call for the closure of immigration of detainment centers, and we stand for Black, Indigenous, and trans lives today and always. We acknowledge that these problems fall at the root of an unbalanced structure under patriarchy capitalism, where women and nature and the LGBTQ community experience the most exploitation. The cultural bearers, mentors, artists, and participants of the Arts Collab will continue to speak for social justice on our platforms, forming alliances within our communities to restore a strong sense of immunity against oppression and racism through our practice and discourse. Today and always, muchas gracias. Thank you. So, with that, I am going to invite you to take a moment for yourself, to welcome yourself to the space. So I'm going to invite you to sit back in your chair, shake your shoulders, shake your back, move your neck, find the center of your neck, and close your eyes. If you want, you can turn off your camera if you feel shy. If not, it's totally fine. We're all going to have our eyes closed. Nobody's going to be seeing. So close your eyes. And I want you to take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, with our eyes closed, I am going to lead a little breathing exercise. I want to ask you to turn your eyes high up. So you're not going to move your neck. You're only going to roll your eyes up with your eyes closed. You're going to roll your eyeballs up. And I'm going to ask you to inhale through your nose, slowly but deeply. So we're going to inhale, we're going to hold, and then we're going to exhale. Okay? Eyes closed, looking up, deeply inhale. And hold. And exhale. One more time, eyes closed, looking up, deeply inhale. And hold. And exhale. Very good, very good. Now, the next time that we are exhaling, I'm going to ask you to make a sigh of relief. Don't worry if there's people around you, totally fine. Just, I want you to, as you're exhaling, I want you to go, ah. And that sound, in that noise, I want you to feel like you're giving yourself a hug, like you are holding a little bit of space for you, like you're like embracing yourself a little bit, okay? So eyes closed, looking up deeply, inhale. Hold and exhale. One more time. Eyes closed, looking up deeply, inhale. And hold and exhale. One more time. Eyes closed, looking up deeply, inhale. And hold. And exhale. All right. For the last portion of this exercise, we're going to inhale as we have been doing it, eyes closed, looking up. Then when I ask you to hold your breath, I want you to bring all the tension in your body, all the tension in your arms, in your legs, in your head, in your neck, everything, put it in your chest. I want you to build up your chest a little bit. You're gonna feel the tension in your chest. And then when I ask you to release, you let go with this sense of compassion, with this sense of love, and we're just gonna let it all go. So again, we're going to inhale, eyes closed, looking up. This is gonna be inspiration. This is gonna be hope. We're gonna hold tension, stress, anxiety, tiredness of our body, overwork, all of these. We're gonna tense our chest with all of these feelings, and then we're going to release with a sigh of relief, with compassion, with ease, with calm. Okay? Okay. Eyes closed, looking up deeply. Inhale. And hold. And exhale. One more time. Eyes closed, looking up deeply. Inhale. Now hold. And exhale. One last time. Eyes closed, looking up deeply. Inhale. And hold. And exhale. Now, with your eyes closed, you can bring your breath to normality. Just eyes closed. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. No rush. Just want to take a moment to welcome you, welcome every single one of you to this space. This is your space. This is a community space that we're creating together, and we're going to be growing together. On your own time, I ask you to open your eyes little by little, and I invite you to not look directly at the computer. Take a moment, look around, look at the walls of the space that you're around, that you're in. Look at your plants, look at your pets, look at the people in your space. It's very important to be reminded that we are here where our body is, and we have this super powerful tool that is the computer and Zoom and all of this technology, but we are where our bodies are, nowhere else. Welcome. So there is
Hi. You want to bring up the slides, please?
absolutely. Can you see them?
No.
No.
I see the.
How about now?
The chat. Okay.
Is this better?
I do. Great.
Okay.
So we threw a brief meditation at the beginning. Yeah, I can.
Mo? Can you guys hear Mo?
No.
No.
Okay, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Okay. Let's go. Well, we're so happy that you're here. So take a deep breath, gently relax, become present, set aside distractions. Imagine for this moment that we are all in one room together. These are our program goals. We are here to support you in getting clarity of your artistic practice and the specific project that you will be working on. We are here to develop your grant writing skills and provide a deep understanding of the funding and development ecosystem in the arts. And we are here to complete a presentation based on the Arts Collab framework, developed based on the experience that we have working with not only city and state partners, but also community organizations and other people in the arts ecosystem. Therese, can you hear me?
Yeah, my computer is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. You want to go to the next slide?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so the goals for today are introduce you to the course as to why we're here, and to go over a tool called using the playing field, and to create some intentionality around the projects that you're going to create and around your art. And then also to put the course of our time together.
Right. So that's beautiful. Okay. So that's me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I was telling you earlier, we have been doing this for 3 years now. We've been working with really amazing, powerful artists. And every time that we start a new space like this it's always very exciting. We don't know what to expect. We don't know who is going to be in the space. We are very happy that we are collaborating right now with the Baby Opera House to hold this space. So what is most exciting for me is that we are here truly in community. I live in the Bayview. I've been living here for the last 3 years, It's been a beautiful space for me, and I know that some people here have been here for many generations. So it is also an honor to welcome you to this space. This is your space, you know. The reason that we started Arts Collab, which is our effort to support the arts and the culture in the Bay Area. We started this effort a few years ago with the idea that, you know, gentrification was taking so many people away and spaces and, you know, cultural practices, all of these things, right? So we just decided that we wanted to do something to support the artists, to, you know, to get access to grants, to get access to funds, to get access to money, to create a network of people who are supporting, you know, each other. And that is really why we decided to start this agency, this effort that is the Arts Collab. This is a cultural equity agency focused on strengthening the arts and culture ecosystem in the Bay Area by bringing together the voices of Black, Indigenous, LGBTQ plus folks, people with seen and unseen disabilities, and other under-resourced communities. Together, we are creating this laboratory of artistic collaboration, and we continue to grow. As I was telling you, we have supported over 120 artists, and we have secured more than $300,000 in funds and grants for their practices, for their projects, for their visions, for their lives. It's, you know, it's just been a really fantastic ride. And, you know, right now we are here with you developing this, you know, this new content that we hope serves your life, serves your practice. The goals that we have here, the overall goals, is to create a space for of ease and clarity, where you can really assess what is that you want, right? We like to say that, I tell this to all my clients: when you find the thing that you are saying yes to, it becomes very easy to say no to everything that is getting in the way, right? And particularly in this time, in this particular time, like, you know, capitalism is going crazy. You know, the pandemic was such a, you know, challenge for so many of us, for our families, for our communities. And so we are in this moment where we really want to invest our time and our energy in you guys, and, you know, see what magic can come out of this. So very, very important. Our priorities in the space, as we start giving you all of this content, is that we are going to be creating content that is accessible, right? First and foremost, we want to make content that is accessible, because we understand a big part of what we understand is that the reason that the arts world is such a hustle is because only people with a lot of access to, you know, contacts, to education, are the ones who are able to succeed and move further in their practices. So let me share this. Okay, can you see my screen? So our priorities in the space: we want to make content that is accessible, that you guys can understand. So we're going to start from a very shared baseline. This today is our orientation session, and we want to get in the same space, all of us together, in the same mindset, right? This is where we are here. We are here to work together, to collaborate together, to grow together, right? We also want to give you basic tools, basic common language. That is something that we're going to be utilizing across our 7 weeks of programming that we have together. And the final one is the technology, right? We want to let you know what are the tools that we're going to be using, what are the platforms that we want to be using. And if you need any support, we're super happy to support you. You just need to, everybody here is going to have time with their coach, whether it is Therese or myself, to make it work for you. The second thing is we want to make content that is flexible. That is the reason that we are recording all of our sessions. So at the end of every session, you will get the post-game notes, which is going to be a list of resources and exercises that we will be using during our sessions. You will also be getting a copy or a link to this video, a video of this recording, because if you have to come in late, if you have to leave early, if there is something that happens and you cannot attend the session, you can still check out the session. But we expect you to, if you were not able to come to the session, we do expect you to take a time to review the session before the next one, because the content is so tight, right, that we need you to know to advance progressively with us every week, right? We want to make content that is clear. We are going to try and do our best effort to break things down, to go slow when we need to go slow, and to actually utilize your lived experiences to make this clear, right? Yes, we're going to theorize a little bit, but for the most part, we're going to be basing our training in your experience, in the vision that you have, in the projects that you're trying to develop. So in that regard, you are the expert, right? We're just facilitating the space for you to really see with clarity where is that you are, where is that you want to go, and what it takes for you to get there. And the final one is we want to make content that is personal. Again, taking as a reference your projects, we're going to be giving you, resources in real time that apply for you particularly. So when you are developing your content, you are going to have a sentence starter or a very practical example of something that relates to you directly. So bear with us. We are going to be doing a lot of research during these upcoming weeks so that we become knowledgeable of your practice and how to best support you. And the last one is the principle of principles. This is one of my favorite things to share, because it's something that might be so obvious and it's not at the same time. When you hear about some of the tools that you're going to be learning in this space, you're going to think that some of them are too good to be true. And the truth is that the tools that we're going to be sharing with you are tools that have worked really, really, really well for a lot of the artists that we have supported. For my, in my personal case, all of these tools have things that I have applied in my own life, and that have allowed me to have the space to continue growing, to continue developing the vision and the contribution that I am here to make to myself, to my friends, to my family, to my community, right? And I think that is something that everybody here has in common. We are trying to contribute to our communities, and we are ready to take the next step in our careers. So the principle of principles, every time that we give you a new tool or a new principle, the way to take ownership of this tool, the way to use it, and to maximize the results. In other words, the way to master any principle, you must practice it precisely, consistently, in the context of it, and for the joy of it. What does this mean? Well, sometimes we hear about a tool and then we kind of do it, we kind of try it, and then sometimes we try it, but it's not the way that the tool works. So imagine that you have a hammer, and instead of hitting the nail with the top of the hammer, you hit it with the back of the hammer, right? You're gonna grab the hammer, you're gonna say, this doesn't work. This is this is some, I don't know what this is, but this is not something that is useful for me, right? So you have to use the tool precisely. The second part is you have to use it consistently. Why? Because sometimes we are trying to do something and maybe we try once or twice and we're like, you know what, this is not going anywhere, so I'm just going to stop using it, right? And that is as the extent of the tool. We actually need to keep going so that we can start seeing the results. We have to use it consistently. Also, number three, we have to practice it in the context of it, right? We cannot, some of our tools can be translated to other spaces, but sometimes we have experienced this. People take some of these tools and try to take it to their, to their work or to their family, and it doesn't work exactly the way that, that we are saying, and they're like, oh, you know what, this doesn't work. No, you have to use it in the context of it, right? And the last one is you have to use it for the joy of it. Every single thing that we're going to be sharing with you has a purpose, and we need you to know this right now. This program is very comprehensive and is going to really help you in not only taking ownership of your practice, but also developing your content, presenting it, connecting, getting hired, getting paid to do the work that you're here to do. But the only way for us to assure you that these things are going to work is that you use these tools because you understand that this is to better your life, right? You are not doing us any favors by doing these tools. This is all for you, and the time that you spend here working and developing your own content is going to benefit you in the long run. Okay, so it's very important that you know this, because I want you to take ownership of this in this moment. The final thing that I want to share with you is we are here to redefine success. Very important. We're here to redefine success because we continue believing that there's a portrait of success that the world is asking from us. You have to be a wealthy person that looks a certain way, that dresses a certain way, that speaks a certain way. If you want to be a successful artist, you need to get all the grants and all the recognition. You have to develop everything, right? And there is nothing wrong with these things per se. But sometimes we focus so much on getting those things that we forget that the reason that we are doing our work is because we want to do it, right? So the definition of success that I propose to you today is very simple. It's just to do the things that you said that you were going to do. To do the things that you said that you were going to do with clarity, focus, ease, and grace. One last time. To do the things that you said you were going to do with clarity, focus, ease, and grace. It's not the same to do the things that, like I am going to put together a photo gallery, right? And you start doing it, and then you're rushing at the very end of it, and you're fighting with some of the people that you're collaborating with, and you get to it and you finally do it, but you don't feel this fulfillment of like I made it, I did it, and it was great. A lot of times for us as artists, we hustle, right? We have to take 1, 2, 3 jobs in order to pay our rent at the end of the month. And then with the very little time that we have left, we are trying to create greatness, right? That is a challenge. That is impossible. And so the shift here is that we are going to have an easeful experience. We're gonna bring in clarity, and when we see clearly, we can focus on the thing that we are going for. Once we're going toward our goal, we experience ease because we're not being bothered by anything else, right? And with this ease, we can do this gracefully. We can almost skip towards our goal, right? that's it for right now. That is it for right now. This is the introduction to TCE, Transformative Creative Entrepreneurship. And just to leave you with this thought, in this room, in this Zoom room, there is people that will become your creative partners, your friends, your community. So if you're not in camera right now, I invite you to jump in on your camera for a little bit, because some of these people are really, looking forward to meet you and to connect with you. And I'm so happy. Hey, Tabitha, I'm so happy to really host this space, because this again is your space and we're going to make it together. Right, Mo?
Yes. So with that note, I'd like to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. I'll call on y'all one by one. And what we'd love to know about you initially is your name, your pronouns, and your art practice. And I also put that in the chat. Jabril, can we start with you?
Hello. Oh. Hello. Can you hear me?
You match.
Yes.
And then there's only one
okay.
thing that they care about.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Jabril. I am he, him, and I am a musician and a performing artist. And yeah, that's mainly my art practice.
Great. Nice to meet you.
Thank
Can we
you.
pass some emoji love to Jabril? Warm welcomes in the chat. Isa.
Hi, everybody. My name is Isa, pronouns she, her. And my practice is photography / community organizing too.
Great to have you in the space.
Nice to
Tia.
see you again.
Good to see you too.
Hello, everyone. Good to see your faces. I am Tia. I go by she, her, and I do a lot of performances, healing, singing, and directing pieces.
Amazing. Emojis for Tia.
Thank you.
Snaps for Tia. Thanks for the contributions you're already making to our cohort. Tabitha in the building.
Hello.
Hey.
How y'all doing? My name is Tabitha. I am she, and I am a performing artist, and I like to help people perform and get things going, get their projects going and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I do. That's my practice, and healing myself and other people through music.
Amazing. Nakia.
Hello, my name is Nakia, she, her pronouns. My brother's here as well, checking it out.
Hey.
And
Hey, brother.
I do I'm sound healing, and I'm also an education consultant. And so I do some app development and design.
Great to have you in the space, Nakia and brother. Latice, hi.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm Latice, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm a filmmaker and photographer.
Great to have you. Hi, Trey.
Hello, and hello to all the beautiful people in the chat tonight. It's nice to see my people in here. My name is Trayvon Smith, but I go by Trey for short. Born and raised in San Francisco, I go by he, him, and I am a photographer, visual artist, and a fashion stylist, and I like to combine the two. Hopefully, we could talk more about that later.
Lovely to have you in the space. Sen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sen. I go by they, them pronouns or he, him, whichever feels easier for you.
I'm also from Oakland, California, born and raised here. My art practice includes block printing, painting, and watercolor, but mostly I try to focus my art practice in making it accessible for everyone. I'm a self-taught artist, so it's really important for me to create accessible spaces for people to find their inner artist or to, find creativity in themselves through their identity.
Thank you so much for the contribution you're going to be making to our group. Hi, Benny.
Hi, everybody. I'm Benny Baker. I use he, him pronouns, and I am a performance artist, theater maker, playwright, director, and I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome to have you here. Africa.
Hey, I say Cohort 1. Woo!
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, yes. This is a blessing for me. My name is Africa, go by she, her, and I'm in the healing arts, and I'm working to combine that with my wonderful found love of digital illustration and creating VR videos for meditation. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Woo!
Yes, emojis and love for all of the folks that are in the space. Hello, Miss White.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Miss White. I go by she, her. I am a rapper, a director, a showcase producer, and community advocate. And look, I need to work with everybody because everybody has a place in my space for my show. To meet everybody. And yes, that's me.
Lovely to have you in the space. Something that I want to also put out there is if y'all have anything coming up this week that you want to put the word out to the group, please drop information about it in the chat. Joseph, hello.
Hello, how's everyone doing this evening?
Great.
My name is Joseph Rubin. Artist name is Joe Cool. I am a rapper slash clothes designer slash videographer. Pretty much a jack of all trades. Sound engineer. I do it all. So anybody need anything, reach out. More than happy to help anyone.
Great to have you in the space. JT.
How's it going, everybody? I'm JT. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I go by they, them pronouns. All pronouns are okay with me. I'm a hip hop artist, a poet, Filipino language instructor, boxing instructor, and I also did community organizing for a while. And one event that we have going on is on Sunday, we have an open mic. We're starting a new open mic series every first Sunday. It'd be awesome to have y'all. We're featuring Tabitha and Jabril and a bunch of other dope folks. It'd be great to have y'all there. It's going to be on Mission and 25th at Reams, where Mission Pie used to be. It'd be cool to have y'all. Send info on our group chat or message.
Awesome. So you already see there's some collaborations going on in the space. Jasmine.
Hi, good to meet you all. Good to see some familiar faces too. I'm Jasmine. I go by they, them pronouns. And my art practice is I do community organizing. I was a student organizer for a little bit. And I also do photography and drawing.
Lovely to have you in the space. And last but not least, Nicole.
Good evening, everyone. Nicole Talbot from Ashay Arts. It's a community art space in Oakland, California. I'm calling in from Richmond. Shea Arts utilizes the power of the arts to build community and bring people together through the process of art making. My practice is largely around arts education and community activation through the arts. And then myself and my personal practice as a visual artist, I've been working primarily in fiber arts, but I consider myself a multimedia artist. So I'm in the space today to really define what that is, and try and set up some opportunities for me to explore that a little bit more. Funding opportunities specifically.
Amazing. I'm Mo. I know some of y'all, met some of you. I am she and her. I'm a visual performance artist, culture maker, curator, tastemaker, dreamer, schemer, midnight weaver, and I will be co-hosting these sessions and coaching half of you. Arturo, you want to talk a little bit about your practice?
Oh, thank you. Yes, my name is Arturo Mendez. I am a musician, primarily curator, producer of many festivals, events, things, and I've been working with many artists to develop their projects and their visions, and I'm super happy to be here in the space with you. Back to you.
And I believe Tia, did I don't think did I get you? Okay, great. So I believe we've got everybody. So what we're going to be talking about next is artist presentations. And over the next 6 weeks, every week, artists will be doing these presentations that essentially talk about their art practice, current project they're working on, how you can support them as an artist, and ways that they can support you, or things that they're willing to contribute to your practice. And so when you're putting together your presentation, some of the things that your presentation can include is what your art practice is, what your current practice is, and how folks can support you. So it could be something like, put the word out about my events. Let me know about grant opportunities for curators. Something that I'm happy to contribute to the space might be happy to connect artists with creative opportunities I come across. Happy to create networking opportunities for members of the cohort. So those are some of the qualities that you can include in your presentation. And we're going to share one of our artists from the last cohort's presentation, so you'll get a sense of it. And what we do every week is we send out something that's called post-game notes. And we will be sending those out, and you'll get the slides and all of the examples, including this video of this sample presentation. So this is Amira, someone I had a great opportunity to coach. If you want to queue up Amira's example, essentially Amira is an artist out of Oregon, and they are working with traditional Egyptian tent making and design making in their presentation.
All right, Amira.
So my name's Amira Malak. I'm mixed Egyptian, Caucasian, blended person. You can go to the next slide. So I'm an Egyptian American artist living in a small town in Oregon, while also inhabiting spaces between cultures, countries, geographies, and identities. I'm just going to add that I grew up overseas in Kuwait and Egypt and Spain, and moved back to the States in high school. My parents live in Egypt now. They retired there. I feel most at home in liminal spaces, especially in the natural world, being between identities. Like nature didn't care, like you're allowed to exist in that liminal space. And I'm interested in using light, pattern, movement, time, sound, and visual sensation to create meditative healing experiences. My work includes drawing, painting, textiles, meditative video, interactive and immersive video installations, and curated online spaces.
Arturo, can you try to turn it up a little bit?
Yes, let me see if I can.
I'm currently exploring bridging past and future through the combination of ancient craft and modern technologies in video and textile.
Sen, I can hear it on my side. Perhaps when you get I can hear, some of us can hear it. So when you get the recording, Sen, perhaps you have us on mute because other folks can hear it.
Let's see. Okay. Let's see if it works better now.
Installations inspired by Egyptian Khayamiya tent applique. Can we go next slide? So the inspiration behind my current work is Egyptian applique tent fabric known as Khayamiya, and it's often used to decorate spaces for sacred and celebratory events. So when I was growing up in the Middle East, they would have weddings anywhere. My family in Egypt is in sort of a poorer area, and so there would be weddings just in the alley, and they would hang these textiles up in the alley, and it was designated as like a place that something amazing is happening, or something sacred, or something tragic. It can be at funerals as well. They're now printed textiles, but there are still, the tent makers are still doing this ancient craft in this place called the Street of the Tent Makers in Cairo. So this is the inspiration for my current work. So these are not mine. These are like master artists in Egypt. So we could go to the next slide. So this is the basis for my work. So right now, I've created 3 of these panels, and you can see on the far left, it's hand cut paper. I really believe in slowness as an anti-colonial, anti-capitalist act, to not be making a product quickly to sell, but something that is meditative, that you produce slowly over time. So these are hand cut paper that I then attach to translucent silk. And they change depending on context. So the tent panels will transform spaces and they move, they're modular, the original tent panels. So my work will change depending on the context. So on the far right, this is what I call my portal. So when they're like layered, it creates this sort of holographic effect and a portal. Side by side, I'll project video onto them. And sometimes I'll project video through them in the portal setup as well. So we can go to the next slide. So I do water videos. I didn't want to have to deal with water in this presentation, with video in this presentation, but if you scan this QR code and then select the video, the Reels option, you can see all the meditative video that I post on Instagram. And I really like that Instagram is free and that it's accessible and anybody can watch these. I'm somebody who's recovering from PTSD, and I have medical PTSD, and I'll watch these videos if I'm starting to have a panic attack in like a dentist chair or something. I'll pull up the videos. And so water is a lot of my subject in my work, both because it's soothing to the nervous system, but also because I believe the natural world is very sacred. And so on the next slide, we can see how I incorporate these panels that designate sacredness with the video of water. So this was a project for, it was a commission for a friend, and it was for a masquerade ball, and he wanted like a portal to the ball. So I had the panels on the left, and then the projection of water video through it, and then it cast that shadow on the wall, and then people would walk through the kind of tunnel of light and be blessed by the video. And it also designated it as a sacred space. So that's kind of what the panels and the video do. So we can go to the next panel or next. So future, my big project I want to do, this is not my work. This is just part of the inspiration for this structure. This is in like the Islamic Museum in Malaysia, very old tent, but I want to create a translucent circular tent space with video projection of site specific water. So it would be video depending on where I am. I live on a river called the Columbia River. I grew up on the Nile River. I'm really connected to bodies of water, and I'm really interested in serving those bodies of water. So I'm hoping that these will inspire people with the footage and just how the water affects them to like want to take care of the water And also the water takes care of you by stepping into the space and having kind of a healing experience by being in the water, the video. So what I'd like to get funded is I took some online. On the far right, you can see some hand sewing. So I've been trying to get this funded for a couple of years. And in the meantime, I'm like, I'm going to search Jaime online. And I found a teacher online from the Street of the Tent Makers and a contemporary artist who connected with him and got a Zoom class being led through like an institution in Canada. And my mom joins it. It's really beautiful cross-generational thing. My mom has joined the workshop too. So we would do sewing circles on Sundays and learn this Jaime tent fabric technique. And so what I would really like is to learn the traditional technique on a large scale, but doing opaque fabric on translucent silk and but have it hand sewn and slow. So it's something that will take a couple of years to create, again, the slow art. And then it would start at the Columbia River because that's where I live now and I'm really connected to this water right now, but I'd like it to travel and I'd like to take it to Egypt, film the river there. My dad grew up in Upper Egypt and witnessed how things really changed after the dam, the Aswan Dam went in. So I'm just really interested in like serving water, making this installation like directly connected to place and filming footage in that place, even possibly having the water in a bowl from that body of water in the center, getting blessed by the video. So it'll be community-based and interactive, starting here and then traveling hopefully to Egypt and maybe other places as it grows. That's the big thing, the big idea I'm working on right now. If you'd like to support me, the biggest struggle I have with grants is documenting this, what this stuff looks like. Like, how do you, like even what I shared with you now, it just doesn't have the impact of actually standing there in the installation. So I just need help, like how do I document video installation on textile that's like translucent, and it's tricky. So I'd love any help with that. Following me on Instagram is super helpful. I'd love to also connect with any bicultural or multicultural artists and hear how you're integrating the multiple parts of your identity. And then something I'm happy to contribute is to follow you. Is time up? Did I go long?
Yeah, you're at time, but you can go ahead and finish your last.
Okay,
your
so
last statement.
I will follow you. I love tooting people's horns. I'm a high school art teacher, and I love shouting out other artists. So I will celebrate the heck out of you. If you have something to share, tell me, and I will blast it. Also part of Immigrant Artist Network, which has been amazing. If you need any information on that, and I'm happy to give feedback on projects. And that's it, I think. There's like one more slide with just my Instagram again, if you want to scan that QR code. Let's connect, yay.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Please sprinkle some love in the chat. You got some
So that gives you an idea of what the presentations look like. Essentially, we want your presentations to be in the 2 to 3 minute max time frame. And also, if you're going to have video in your presentation, account for that in your window of 2 to 3 minutes and test it before. Test it before and also get it to us the day before if you're going to have some presentations within your video. Like some folks will put in their video footage of them dancing or of them doing their practice. Arturo, if you want to bring up the slide that has folks' dates. So these are the dates that we have for you to do your presentations. If you need any support in getting it together, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put my phone number in the chat. And we're going to be giving you a sample template or two that you can use to come up with your presentation. If you want to practice it with me or you can practice it with your coach, you can. Miss White, I see your hand up.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I have a show on March 16th, so I'll need to switch that if that's okay.
Okay. Is anybody on the 23rd willing to switch?
Well, Nakia, she's actually gonna be on the show, and then Joseph, he'll be on the show too. So I don't know
Okay.
if Leticia.
Okay, never mind. Okay, Letice, would you be open to going the March 16th? Okay, so I will exchange week 2, put Letice,
Okay.
and week 3, Miss White.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other conflicts, schedule conflicts? So everybody's good with your week? And this
Yes,
will,
I'll just be joining a little late on the 16th because I'm going to perform early for
okay,
Miss White's show. So I'll be joining like maybe 10 minutes late.
okay. And we have you presenting on the 23rd. So the art of presenting is definitely an art form that we'll be crafting over the process of these 6 weeks. And we're also going to be using this as an opportunity to build a framework for your pitch, which will be taking place on April 13th. And each week will be kind of having a building block toward creating your pitch and the material that you're creating for your project summary. The content will be very similar to what you do for your art practice, in that you'll talk about what your practice is and then what your project is that you'd like to get funding, and then ways in which people can support you. And so we will be doing live pitches on April 18th at the open house from 6 to 8 p.m. And then we'll be practicing on April 13th. We also will be doing 2 co-working sessions that we're still figuring out the dates for those. Does anybody have any questions about the artist presentations?
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so with the artist collaborations, we have to collaborate with the folks in our group?
No.
Okay.
You don't have to collaborate with the groups. We just have had lots of folks who end up collaborating with each other.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
If anyone wants to switch with me, I'm totally okay with that. Just saying.
Hey Mo, I have a question.
Okay.
For the artist presentation, so it should look like or look similar to the video that we just saw.
Yeah, and you'll get a template of the slide areas. Like Amira went a little bit long in her introduction. Like, we don't need you to read your artist bio. We just want to get a sense of what your art practice is. And then you can go into like what your current practices are that you're working on, or the last thing is that you worked on.
Okay, and then so we don't need to have like a create like a new project per se to like present in the presentation, like um or like if we wanted to expand a current project we've been working on, is that something that we can present?
So you can for the artist presentations, you can present either a current project or something that you want to build on. For the pitch, you want to present something that you land on by the time we come to the end of this program. So it's like, oh, okay, now that I have this additional narrative, this is how I want to, this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Sure. Happy to answer any other questions.
I can switch with you, Tabitha. If you wanted to switch.
It's okay. I'm gonna just get it done this week, and we're gonna get it done. If you want to, I'm fine, but I'm just saying I don't care. I was just throwing it out there. If you want to, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Let me know.
Well, you all need to let me know because I'm doing the scheduling.
Would that be easier for you, Nakia? Or are you just offering that?
I was offering if you just didn't want to go on the first week.
It's okay. We're gonna get her done.
And Tabitha, you've done this before.
Yeah, I always get freaked out about it though. So I'm just
You
gonna
even reboot your previous previous project.
Okay.
So you're gonna keep your date?
Yes.
All right, you got this.
Thank you. Thanks for the encouragement, JT, too. And Nakia, thank you.
Shoot, I believe in you too.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Sarisa.
Okay, so we are doing great on time here. And it looks like there's only one schedule change. Letitia's gonna go week 2, Miss White's gonna go week 3. And so I will update that screen. And so right now, if you'd like to take a bio break, a stretch break. Arturo, did you want to add something?
No, that's the bio break or dance break. We can.
Actually, can we take a dance break before the bio break?
Why don't we come back from the bio break with a dance break?
All right.
Yes.
So we'll see you in 3 minutes.
All right, 3 minutes then. There you go. So as I was telling you, we have some musicians in the group, and we're just going to have fun sharing the music with you, sharing the sounds. If you have any tunes that you want to share with us, that you want to share with the group. Is everybody here? Is everybody back here?
Yes.
There you go. You know what? Actually, spooky lady. All right. So now that we are all here, I want to take a moment to share with you a part of the very basics of what we are going to be looking at here. This is called the playing field. And some of these materials are based on the coaching training that Theresa and I have. We were trained in the Academy for Coaching Excellence with Dr. Maria Nemeth. And, amongst many tools and many like really big moments, big aha moments, we got, a very specific way to understand how we are building our realities, right? Let me see. Can I have a whiteboard, please? Yes. Do you guys see my whiteboard? Somebody say yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So the first thing that we have to understand is that everything that is created has a specific process of creation. There's a line that divides what we call visionary reality, and there is another thing that we call physical reality. Not a single thing that exists in the physical reality, in the physical realm, in the material world that we live in, nothing was created without somebody thinking about it first, without someone having a vision for the thing first, right? Now, it is important that we understand that how are these two realities different? How are these two areas different? Well, the first thing that you must know is that in visionary reality, Energy, energy is high, right? Um, energy is high. This is the world of creativity. This is the world of where our dreams live. This is the world where our values live, right? But there is a very, very important challenge with reality, with visionary reality. And that is that because the energy is very high, people get very excited and very inspiring when we have a vision. Now, I want to ask you to do me a favor right now. I want to ask you all to take a moment, close your eyes very quickly, just close your eyes. And we're going to build a house. Right now, we're going to build a house. So I'm going to ask you that with your eyes closed, you start imagining a house that is a two-story house, 2 stories. And this is a red house, okay? This is a red house, is 2 stories high, and it has a big wooden door in the front, okay? So big red house, 2 stories high, big wooden door. Now there are some roses outside of this house. There are some roses outside of this house, and these are pink and white roses. So pink and white roses is these are very like thick bushes that are just surrounding the house. The flowers are out. It looks very beautiful. Red tall house, 2 stories high, with a wooden door. You got it? Nice. So, you know what? I'm changing my mind. We're not gonna do a 2 story high. We're gonna make it bigger. Why not? It's gonna be a 4 stories high, like the four floors. Four floors. This tall house is now a building, and instead of having a wooden door, is now going to have a metallic black door. It's like a black garage. Yes, it's gonna be a black garage. So we're gonna make this building is gonna be blue. We're gonna make it blue because I just changed my mind. I want to make it blue. I want to make it blue, and I want to make it taller. It's gonna be four stories high. It's gonna have a black garage door. Sorry. And instead of roses, it's going to have pines. It's going to have tall pines, as tall as the house. So you can imagine that they're like tall as much as the house. So take a moment. Again, the visual is it's a tall building, 4 stories high, black garage door, pines. We're gonna have like 4 pines in front of the house, and it's blue. When you were able to see this, you can come back. You can open your eyes. What was that? What was your experience with that? It feels easy, right? You have a thing that you have in your mind, in your imagination, and then we're just changing it. Takes a minute, right? Now, if I told you, hey, okay, now that you saw it in your head, let's make it happen. Let's build a house that is exactly 4 stories high, black door, 4 trees outside. That takes that is a different thing, right? That is a different challenge. If we were to actually engage in making this house, we would need many different things. But before I go to those things, the problem with visionary reality is that people mistake inspiration for action. Very important, right? And I don't know if this has happened to you. It has happened to me for sure. And this is that sometimes, particularly us as artists, we are living in our visionary reality a lot. We are coming up with all of these ideas of things that we want to develop and that we want to do. But when it's time to do them, sometimes we don't have the resources that it takes for something to become a reality, to come to physical reality. And when that happens, we become frustrated and we tend to believe that we don't have what it takes to make something happen, right? We start doubting in our ability to actually develop our projects. We start doubting our vision, our ability to develop our vision and to actually live the lives that we want to live. And when that happens, we become frustrated, right? First, we become frustrated, but we keep trying. Then we become resignated, right? No, it's not going to happen. Why even try? And then if things go really, really, really bad, we become cynical about it. Oh, look at that poor guy. He's trying as if he's going to make any difference. He's not going to make no difference. I know this. I tried. I don't try anymore, right? So what I propose to you is that we look at the other side of the coin. I tell you about that in a little bit. How do we bring this vision into reality? Well, can somebody tell me if we're going to build a house? Well, the first thing is that things take energy. Uh-oh. Things take energy. Benny, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, if I want to build a house, man, what things am I going to need to build this house?
You're gonna need some bricks.
Okay.
Some mortar.
Okay.
Probably some lumber.
I'm gonna need materials, right?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm gonna need some money to buy the materials. What else am I going to need?
Labor.
Labor, so physical energy. What else? Physical. Oh, whoa. Ah.
You had it right. It's okay. Keep going.
I blanked.
Con la I está primero. Why?
Why?
Why? Why is my computer not working right now? Uh-oh. Okay.
See.
So imagine almost there. There you go. Is that it?
Yes, with grace.
Yes. English as a second language. Look at me, mom. Okay. Physical energy. Okay, now we have all the money that we need. We have all the labor. Can we just snap our fingers and make it happen? No, right?
There's lots of planning.
Yes, we're gonna need some time.
You need a design too.
Oh, I love this. We need the power of creativity, right? Have you can you think of some of maybe even your favorite artists that are about to release their second, third, fourth album, fourth movie, and everything before was amazing, but then they drop their album and it doesn't make sense, it doesn't work, right? Because some of these people have all of the money, have all of the time, but don't have they don't put enough energy in their creativity, right? They take it for granted. Oh, I know how to make an album. I'm just gonna blah, 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 make some songs and put them out there, right? What happens? The projects are released and they flop because the power of creativity was not there. A couple of other forms of energy is the energy of relationship. In our communities, we understand the power of relationship because let me give you an example of this. I am going to produce a party. I'm going to have a party and I need a big speaker. So I have two options. I can go to Best Buy and spend $400 in buying a new speaker, or I can ask my friend Benny and I can say, hey, Ben, would you like to come to my party and can you bring your speaker? And Benny's like, oh yeah, I got you, bro. So he comes to the party, he brings the speaker, and I effectively save $400, right? That is not to say that I'm not in debt with Benny, but that is part of the really amazing power that is relationships. In my culture in Mexico, we make weddings, we make quinceañeras, and when we do that, we invite different members of our community to be the padrinos, right? You're gonna be the padrino of mariachi. You're gonna be the padrino of cake. You're gonna be the padrino of tortillas, right? So at the end of the day, everybody puts a little bit, on the table, and we have a huge banquet, but we didn't break the bank to make it happen. So that is the way in which we have learned how to master the power of relationship, the energy of relationship. And the final one that I'm going to mention here is called the energy of infrastructure. What does this mean? Well, it means that sometimes there are tools like, roads, technology, things that we didn't do ourselves necessarily, but we benefit from. What is a big example of infrastructure? The Baby Opera House. This is a large institution that has been serving the audience, the community, for many, many years. You go there, you receive the tools, you are invited to an amazing training like TCE. You get all of this because this is an infrastructure. This is an organization that was created to serve the community. They invite you and you come and you make the most out of this, right? This is how we are trying to not only develop our relationships in this space, but we are also trying to create the infrastructure that you will need to make bigger and bolder projects a reality. The final part that I need to add here is that things take all of these forms of energy. So at this point, this is what we call the point of mastery. This is where we are going to be running into stopping points, right? At this point, we have the opportunity of creating the right mix of energies. Maybe you are too busy to go get your groceries. Well, maybe if you're too busy, but you have a little bit of extra money, maybe you pay someone to go get your groceries just for that moment, right? Because you know that if you don't have the physical energy to make things, you're not going to be as effective. But before I get into this point of mastery, the last two things that I want to say here is that the other two qualities or characteristics of physical reality is that things are always changing. What does this mean? Well, it means that, like it or not, things are moving all the time. Some people that have fallen into cynicism, they tend to think, oh, nothing is going to change. No matter what we do, nothing is going to change. But nobody could be more wrong than them. The only thing that we have for certain in this life is that things are constantly changing. The only constant in this world is change. And the most challenging thing really is that things almost there change unpredictably. Things are unpredictable. Things are unpredictable. Let me just go with that. Are unpredictable. Things are unpredictable. So many people were planning big shows, big festivals. I was planning, with my collective, we were planning already a big festival called La Diaspora in 2020. And guess what happened? We had to postpone everything. We had to try again. So when those things happen, there's some people who will feel defeated, who will feel like, oh, this is my life, this is my luck, nothing can go right, etc., etc. I understand them for thinking that, but the other part of it is we do have some tools. We do have some very specific tools that we can use to actually advance our cause, to actually advance our vision. So my invitation today is a moment of reflection to how can you utilize these different forms of energy to actually come together and just mix them just right, so that we can get past these points of challenge, right? It happens to all of us that when we are in the moment of challenge, sometimes this little thing that it's called our monkey mind. I'm not gonna go into monkey mind right now, but these little boys in the back of our head is like, oh, I told you it was not gonna work. What is the point? What is even the point? This was never meant to happen. All of these things, right? And our opportunity is to really face those challenges, look at our resources available, and level up. Become just a tiny little better, so that, when even if you fall, you're gonna fall forward in towards your vision. My goal with you, our goal with you, is to support you in seeing with clarity the path towards your goals, so that you can continue to advance little by little. And even if you stop at every point of stop, we're going to have a moment for coaching to look at these issues, to call in our different forms of energy and score a goal, a golazo. There you go. I don't know about you, but when I play any sports, when I see people in the television playing sports, I see them exerting all of their energy, all their forms of energy. They train, they meditated before the game, they hydrated, they rested the day before. They have all of these things going for them, and they still going and doing their best work, their best effort. And at the end of the game, right? And this is my wish for you. At the end of the day, I want you to lay flat on your bed, and you say, I'm so tired, but this was so amazing. I cannot wait to go again. These athletes, every single time, every single game after their game, they're not running behind the ball being like, oh my God, this is so hard, I should quit, I should actually change my career, I should, take a different job. They're like in the moment, they're doing the thing. So at the end of their games, they lay on the grass and they're like, oh my God, this was so cool. I cannot wait to go at it again. So that is my goal for you. And so I wanna make a little bit of space and hear from you. What comes for you guys when you hear about this way of seeing things? What comes for you when you see that there is a way to master your energy, so that to make things happening for you, to make you know, to advance your vision? What comes for you?
Can you repeat the question again, Arturo?
Yes. So once you know, now that you have heard about the playing field, right? And this is the tool that we are using to understand how we are going to advance our goals. What comes for you when you see that you can master your energy so that you can advance your vision?
I think of stamina. I struggle with my stamina every single day to keep going, and sometimes I fall into a little depression. You know what I'm saying? Life gets hard, but and being black ain't easy. But you know, I think of my stamina. I think if I can be able to like maintain like my mental stamina and my physical stamina, I'd be great. So
I love that. I love that. And that is where self-care comes in, you know, because um the way that we have set up, that the system has been set up around us rather, is they are demanding us to work as much as we can, as much as we can possibly can, with the least amount of pay, right? If they could pay us free, they would pay us free. I mean,
oh yeah,
you know, they have, and you know, so that is why there's a moment where we have to take a step back and see if the way that we are engaging with this system is worth our time, is worth our effort, is worth our mental health, our stability, and actually learn how to say no when we can say no, right? And when we cannot say no, but we understand that something is not benefiting us, to find a way to get out of that space, right? Someone else? Yes,
Yeah.
Jibril?
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You know, one thing that comes to mind for me is that you know, I have a lot of stuff that I'm doing, just, you know, working between working and music projects and community work. And you know, I always have to ask myself, like, can I commit to this new thing? Like, you know, and I feel that like I miss a lot of opportunities, or I turn down a lot of opportunities because you know, my hands are full with all these different things I'm doing. But I really love the way that you kind of, you know, shifted the focus a little bit to like, you know, reclaiming my energy. And I'm feeling, just hearing about it is feeling like, I'm feeling like, okay, because you know, I'm like, the way I'm thinking, like just like what you said, you know, is like we are kind of conditioned to think about like exchanging time for money. And so I don't have much time in the week, or so I think. And then so I'm thinking about like, okay, well, if I need more money, if I need more, you know, vacation rest or vacation, like how am I gonna afford that? And it's really it doesn't it doesn't work as far as that thinking. So reclaiming my energy, refocusing on the things that's really going to bring me fulfillment, that's really going to make an impact with the other. That's something that I was talking about with JT, is that like if you do one thing, that actually it's not just that one thing that you do, but actually that one thing affects many things. So you're doing one thing, but you're actually getting results on many things. So I'm looking forward to kind of putting that more into practice, and yeah, and getting some more rest, and getting more results with my projects. So
Beautiful, beautiful. Jibril, I love hearing you say that, because ultimately, you know, because of the way, again, because of the way that the system is set up, we are disconnected from even that notion, right? That we can actually control our time, that we can actually control the energy. Where are we putting our energy? My invitation for you this week is to take a look at your life, at your current everyday life, and see where is that you can reclaim some of your energy. Where is that you can take one less meeting, take one less gig, you know, actually take a break to eat lunch, to take a nap when possible. You know, like I understand that these are luxuries and not everybody has. Rather, I understand that these are necessary things and they seem like luxuries because, you know, we live in the world that we live in, but they shouldn't, right? Because we should be able to nurture our bodies. We should be able to nurture our spirits to continue the work that we are here to do. So in order to do that, I am going to ask you for two things. The first one is a tool, very important tool. The people that are in this room that have used the tool can attest to the success of this tool. This is something that I created for myself, and I realized that I could make it into a tool that everybody could understand. And that what I call this is the self-care matrix. Sorry, the self-care matrix. When I am experiencing burnout, I print a copy of this and I put it on my desk. And every day I keep track of what did I do today. These are some of the self-care practices that I use that help for me, you know, meditating, sleeping, you know, however many hours work for you. If it's 7, if it's 8, if it's 9, however many hours. Did I exercise? Did I eat well? You know, not just anything, but did I actually was I actually intentional about what I was putting in my body? Did I drink water? Declutter is a practice that I try to embrace every day, getting things out, because I also tend to, you know, hold on to many things. So I try to take things out, whether it is cleaning my closet, cleaning my garage, cleaning my email, cleaning my phone, right? Just can I just, you know, let go of things. Healthy social energy. Who am I surrounding myself with, right? Who am I saying yes to hanging out with? And the last one, and this is something that I added recently, and you know, this is just everybody has its own personal spiritual practice. You know, praying is something. Now, I purposefully left some of these fields open, and these are for you to write the ones that work for you. Okay, so I am going to paste the link in the chat right now, because my ask for you is to print a copy of this, And I think that we're going to be bringing a few to the Baby Opera House. If you happen to be around, you might be able to get a copy of this, so that you can take it, you can have it with you, and you can put it in a very visible place, whether it is your bathroom window, your desk, your nightstand next to your bed. Just take the time to check in, and you know, something that is very important about these tools that we're going to be sharing with you, and these practices that we're inviting you to embrace. The key to these practices is to get rid of guilt and shame. Very important. We don't want you to go and use these tools as a way to say like, oh my God, I should be doing this better. And you punish yourself, right? For not eating well. Well, sometimes it's not possible. So the invitation is that you can hold yourself with compassion and say, okay, I just did one of these lists today, or two of this list today. Let me see if I can do 3 tomorrow. Oh, I did it. Great. Let me see if I can do 4 tomorrow. Oh, fantastic. Let me see if I can do 5 tomorrow. And so on, so that you can start developing your own practice of self-care. The system doesn't like when we take care of ourselves, because when we are well-fed, well-rested, we have the ability to raise our voices in favor of what we want. Okay? And the last thing that I want to put in your plate today is a little exercise that I am actually doing at the moment, but is working really well for me. I want you to take a little notebook, a little, a couple of pieces of paper, and you write a list of 300 things that you want. I saw Tabitha going, yeah. Say
Arturo,
again. Say again, Mo.
I'm doing that part.
I'll go for it. Yes. So, 300 things that you want. When I was when they told me about this exercise, I was like, I don't want that many things. Like I'm not into the wanting game. I'm actually more like feeling grateful for the things I have. But they told me, you know what? It's it really allows you to see where is that your attention and your vision is. It allows you to feel specific about the things that you're going for. It allows you to actually create buckets of things that are important for you. So we're going to give you this homework to write 300 things that you want. And we're going to check in with you on our next session. And we will see what are the conclusions that we get from that part.
I'd actually like to talk a little bit more about that.
Go for it. Go for it.
So part of the thing that we're going to be supporting y'all in during our time together is being more intentional about the art that you make, how you talk about your art, and how you vision for what it is that you want to bring into physical reality. So when you're starting your list of 300 things, you might start with one-word things. But then as you continue with the list, you may get more specific. I'll give you some examples of some of the things that I have on my list. Capacity to create artwork weekly. Compassion when I fall short of reaching a goal. Abundance of ideas for collaborating. Stable income. 4K income per month. Effective communication. Fresh flowers on a weekly basis. Contribute to community. Tour to Europe once a year. Get taking up space. $100,000 for art making and documentation. Continuous access to clean water. Staying grounded. 3 retreats within a year. 2 art residencies. Art show in Europe. And so these are all like very specific things. And you might get stuck at 75, but just keep going with the list. And the ideal here is for you to spend time with your list in the morning and in the evening, just looking at what kind of plans do you need to put into place to bring these things into physical reality. It's not just a static list, it's an active list. You're in the driver's seat, and what is it going to take for you to make a plan to bring these things into physical reality?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is something that we do and that you'll start doing with them with myself or Arturo in your first coaching session is a process and a practice called setting the arena. I'm dropping the link in the chat, and you will also be doing this with your support buddy in a couple of weeks. I thought I had the link, but I'm getting it again.
I have it.
Okay, so if you want to just take a moment to open up that link, I'm going to give you a general idea of what we're up to here in layman's language. So the process here is creating an intention. And a lot of what we are going to be constantly coming back to is intention, the intention behind the things that we're doing to bring a particular activity into physical being. The qualities of being listed here were created by Maria Nemeth, who created the Academy for Coaching Excellence, and they're essentially intentions. So when we meet as a group, we're each going to choose 5 intentions, and that's like what we want to bring to the space. And so Arturo, just choose 5. So on any given day, if you're setting the arena, you may not necessarily have one of these qualities, but you want to bring it into physical reality. So you may choose a quality that's not something that you're feeling, but something that you want to bring to the space. So that's a willingness. That's the first thing, is the willingness that you're willing to bring into the space. And then the second one, am I willing to systematically dismantle my structure of knowing? Essentially means, am I willing to see things differently? Am I willing to shift my attention? The third question, Arturo, can you scroll down? Is, am I willing to be a demand for coaching? And what that really means is, am I coachable in this moment? Am I willing to be coached? And then the last one, am I willing to guarantee that whoever coaches me is successful? That's pretty straightforward. So anytime when we're in a coaching session together, Arturo and I are also getting, we're getting information and we're learning from you too. So we also are making a guarantee when we're with you in a coaching session or in this session to be willing to be coached and to be willing to dismantle our structures of knowing. So on once a week or up to 3 times a week, you'll be working with your accountability buddy to just go through this process. It takes about 2 minutes each. In your welcome packet or welcome email I sent out, you will see an example of this. There's a video example of this, and we'll be doing this in your individual coaching sessions next week, and then we'll start doing it within the group next week, and then in the weeks to follow, we will add your buddy. But in the meantime, Arturo and I will just give you an example of what it would look like if we were buddies and we were setting the coaching arena. So I'm going to pull mine up on my phone, Arturo. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm calling Arturo. Hi, Arturo.
Boop. Hey, Mo, how you doing?
Are you ready to set the arena?
Yes, let's set the arena.
All right. Who am I willing to be in order to produce an extraordinary result out of this interaction? I'm willing to be empowering, grateful, compassionate, appreciative, and supportive.
I am willing to be appreciative, enthusiastic, grateful, loving, and truthful.
Am I willing to systematically dismantle my structure of knowing? Yes.
Yes.
Am I willing to be a demand for coaching? Yes. Am I willing to guarantee that whoever coaches me will be successful? Yes.
Yes.
Last time we spoke, I said I was going to make a list of 300 things that I want in my life, and I did it.
Great, congratulations. The last time we spoke, I also said that I was going to make a list of 300 things, and I also did it. Hey.
Great. I will talk to you on Wednesday.
All right. Bye.
So it's that simple. If you want to have a longer conversation, you can. The goal with this is intention and to not have stories around whether you did something or you didn't. You did it or you didn't. And there's no harm in not having done it. It's just sending your brain a message basically saying, this is what my intentions are for a given week. And so we are going to have pairings, and I'm going to make those pairings right now. So if you want to look around in the gallery view, if folks could come on camera, that would be great. I'm going to match you with your accountability buddy. The first match is Tabitha and Miss White. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wave at each other. Whoop, 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 whoop. Next match is Latisse and Joseph. Next match is Santa and Nicole. Can y'all wave at each other? Next match, Trey and Nakia. Next match, Tia and Africa.
Hey.
Next match, Jasmine and Issa. And a trio, JT, Jabril, and Ben. So some folks just do these relationships for the 6 weeks. Some people end up having friendships and accountability buddies that support, they support each other in their art. I've had the same accountability buddy for 4 years, and they've become one of my closest friends and supporters. So just stay open to what the possibilities can be for connecting. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms with your buddy and give you 2 minutes each to just say hello, and also what kind of steps you're willing to take to create some spaciousness in your week. So hello, and what you're willing to do to create spaciousness in your week. And if you're ready to exchange information, you can do that. Otherwise, you have another week or so before you are going to be creating a time that you set up with each other. But when we start the sessions out, if your buddy's here, you'll go out into a breakout room at the beginning of each session and kind of create an intention for the session. So enjoy. You'll have 3 minutes each. And Arturo just put the question in the chat. What are you willing to do to create spaciousness in your week?
Okay. So thank you so much. We have given you so much content so far. So we don't want to oversaturate you with things. This is about the limit, but trust me, if you want, you can trust me, please. If you miss anything, come back and rewatch this session. It's gonna be in your email, it's gonna be on YouTube. So take as much time as you need, and really trust me, this is the baseline. Now we have created a shared sense of goals and a vision. We are gathering the tools that we need to walk this path, and we have a shared sense of community. Now we are connected to one another. Don't worry. Everyone here will get to connect with each other with more time, with more ease. But the last thing that I want to share with you before we go is 3 very, very basic things. The first one is all of our important dates, whether it is our sessions, coaching sessions, training sessions, co-working sessions, the final big day of the open house, everything we're going to be sharing it with you through our Google Calendar. This is mine. Well, this is this week. As you can see, the link to the training is right here. The link to the training is right here. The passcode is right here. So you can come, and every week we're going to have this right here. Okay? The second thing is your coaching sessions are also going to be here. We're going to send you your invites, right? So you can click on this. This is where we're going to be meeting at different times and portions. Okay? This is where we're going to be connecting with here. So that is important. If you haven't set up your Google Calendar, let us know. We are happy to support you during your coaching session. Don't worry, we got you. The second thing is everyone here is going to have a dedicated folder in our Google Drive. So let me share an example with you. This is our cohort 10 of transformative grant writing. And these are all of our cohort members. In these folders is where we are going to be gathering the information that we put together so that you and your coach both have access to it, right? I'll give you one example. Tal vez Aima. So this is one of our students, Aima. Some folks here know Aima. And this is all of their handouts, their applications, everything that we developed together is right here. Why? Because when we go to coaching, I just come and I can read your application, I can read your advance, I can read your progress. So we are going to be creating this on our end, and we're going to be sharing it with you. If we look at who is shared here, Aima is right here. Okay. So please look that up. If you are not super familiar with Google Drive, we can also spend a little bit of time during our coaching going over that so that you know exactly where to find these things, how to get access, and how to give other people access to the content so that you get it. And the final portion of this is we're going to put all of our content in a Google Classroom, right? So Google Calendar, Google Drive, and Google Classroom. All of these three things, we're going to include a, yes, Nicole?
Should we already have invites for our coaching session?
Arturo needs
Not
to reach out
everybody.
to you.
Not everybody. Some of, because we are still in the process of connecting, we are going to be scheduling our coaching sessions. Particularly, I need to connect with you to schedule our first coaching session. And,
okay.
And, this is going to happen this week. The final thing is we're going to be sending you a short video explaining the functions of the Google Calendar and the Google Drive in our post-game notes. Remember, this is an email that we will send potentially on Saturdays, because we're gonna finish our session on Thursdays. Then we need to package all the resources that we have for you, and generally it ends up going either on a Saturday morning or a Monday morning. Okay, so be on the lookout for that, and please review all the content from it. And that is it, right, Therese? Can you give us our homework?
Yeah, if you want to just bring up the screen. So you're also going to get a copy of this in the post-game notes. What we want you to do is, read or watch any of the videos that you haven't had a chance to watch so far. And then start creating your list of 300 things and review your list and make a plan to take action. Print and use your self-care matrix handout. And this is really important. If you have not finished your paperwork for Bayview Opera House or Arts Collab, please do that by this Sunday. That would be extremely helpful on our end, administratively.
And that's it. Yes. Nicole?
So the like W-2s or BAVAC forms, I didn't see any links to those in your introduction.
For which one?
Any of the necessary forms to get paid.
You haven't got an email from Bayview Opera House?
No, I've just gotten from this cohort.
Okay, check your junk mail. And I'll also follow up with the Bayview Opera House.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, no, we want to make some space at the end of our session. Is there anything that you would like to share with us? I would actually make this question, like, what is something from this session that you found interesting? What is something out of this session that you found interesting or applicable to your life?
I'm gonna hop in because nobody else is saying nothing. But for me,
Go
the
for it.
self-care part, because I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting like maybe just grant stuff. But when the self-care came up, I was like, oh, I need this. So and it just made me more in tune with the whole, because writing grants is stressful. Like it's mentally a lot. And so I'm just thankful that you guys are incorporating the self-care into this. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You will know we could give you the forms and tell you to fill them up, but we understand that it goes way beyond that. So that's a big part of it. Sen, do you have something?
Yeah, my grandma wants to say hi.
Hola. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Oh, yeah. So I also want to second the self-care thing. I've already incorporated it into my life. So it's just something that's like, oh, okay, this is nice to have like on paper that I already practice. Also, what was really interesting to think about is like the 300 things that I want. I'm like, oh, like 300 things. And so I started thinking about like, maybe it's not materialistic things. Maybe it's something that is like my values, or something that is going to help me have stability so I can be creative and can have that space to really be supportive to the community around me. So I was just thinking about that.
Beautiful.
Nicole dropped in the chat, connecting with my accountability partner and hearing their story.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Nicole.
It's great to connect with everyone. Sorry. And thank you so much for the session. It was amazing. Thanks, Mo and Arturo, for the show. I just want to say yes to the self-care matrix for sure. And I love that it's just an X. I don't have to like write too much and stuff. I just gotta remind myself that I'm checking in with all those first. But the thing that I loved the most was the principles one. That was really good. Can't remember the line exactly, but practicing the principles consistently, and I can't remember exactly, but that one would definitely keep in mind.
The principle of principles. We will share it with you.
I have to say that I think it's interesting that, well, first I want to acknowledge the people who I have yet to work with. I look forward to working with you now. But I think it's interesting that a lot of people that I have already worked with or am planning to work with in projects, performances, whatever it may be, are here right now. And that makes me feel confident that like the choices I'm making and like the people I'm surrounding myself by are like incongruent with who I am and where I'm headed. And that gives me a lot of I'm just happy about that part. That's really cool. That's really cool to see. And yeah, that's it. Period.
Oh, thank you, Tabitha. Thank you.
I think for me, I definitely resonate with what everyone has said, but I think just starting off, acknowledging whose land we're on, and who's come before us, and whose shoulders we stand on. I think just the beginning for me already let me know that this is the right space. This is the right course that I'm supposed to be in with the right people, because I think that acknowledgement is a part of who we are and how we are and why we are. So that alone was very powerful for me to come into a space that acknowledges that. And also the self-compassion, because it lets me know you already know what we go through as artists. Am I good enough for this? Is this for me? Is this effective? Is this my talent, my gift? There's so many creative people we're always, around it. I think that's always, to bring us back to self-compassion, is really important. So, and hi, Nakia. Because of you, I'm here. So I'm super excited to see you. We started in a creative space with a mutual friend. So I'm really happy to share another creative space with you.
Hey, yeah, I'm really happy to see you and to see Tabitha White. Like, I sometimes hesitate and wonder if I'm bothering people by sending all these texts and messages about things, but this one seemed to be right on time. Africa. So yeah, this that's great. And then for me, reminding me, I had taken Dr. Nemeth's course, and I think near the beginning, Arturo, you mentioned just do what you say you're gonna do, like just that how simple that is. And I've been falling into that recently and getting out of procrastination mindset, which I like get into a head trip about procrastinating. It's like a power trip almost. And then like now I was just like getting over it and just doing the things I said I was gonna do without like any shade to myself. And it's been yeah, it's just been that was a really great reminder for me.
Nikia, thank you for inviting half of the cohort. Really, we wouldn't be here without you. All right. Anyone else? One last person who would like to share a little bit, please. Or two or three, doesn't matter. Please, if you want to share something, this is your space.
I just want to say, like, I'm happy to share in space with every single one of you here, and I hope to get to know everyone's art practice, and hopefully we can connect, collaborate, or I can contribute in some capacity. Don't be shy, because I'm definitely not. So holla at me and I'll holla at you. Thank you so much.
Benny?
Yeah, I kind of had a moment when you were mentioning that as artists we live a lot of our lives in our creative visionary mind, but then taking that into action is obviously the next logical important step that we need to gather our resources and energy for. So I think that a lot of my life I've spent in my visionary mind, and some of my ideas have remained there. So I think it's time I implement some of these concepts that I've been nurturing in my mind this whole time.
Yes, absolutely. And the key thing was that I was sharing is like when we consistently don't fulfill those visions, we start doubting in our ability to make that happen, right? And so when we doubt of our capacity, that's like denying our gifts, like denying that we have the power of actually creating beauty. And I think that there is a long journey to healing, but at the same time, action and work, and this is very important, everybody here knows this, work is dignifying. We dignified our lives through the work that we do. So it's just a matter of taking a little step at a time, little by little, small sweet steps until we get there. Okay.
I just want to say thank you so much for being in the space with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and close out tonight so that we can end on time. And we kind of have a little bit of a tradition to take a group shot at the end of the sessions and send them out with the post-game notes. So if y'all wouldn't mind coming on the screen and striking a pose.
A powerful pose for powerful artists.
You need one hand for the thing, Arturo. Take the picture.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. That was session 1. We're looking forward to connecting with you this week, and we will see you next Thursday at 6 p.m. in this same link. All right?